The mass adoption of augmented and virtual reality will fundamentally change how humans live, work, learn, and interact with each other. This young industry needs different types of thought leaders to keep it moving forward in a positive and productive direction. With an innovative business model and an unrivaled VR and AR ecosystem, the Glimpse Group is a major influencer in this strong, exciting, emerging market. The Glimpse Group is a New York City-based virtual and augmented reality company comprised of 10 unique AR and VR subsidiaries. As leaders in the field, Glimpse subsidiaries create first-of-its-kind solutions for major brands and organizations in marketing, architecture, manufacturing, healthcare, education, and financial services. Our unique business model and our focus on emerging technologies enables our subsidiaries to push the boundaries of what's possible. The Glimpse Group is evolving the way business is conducted in this sector. If it's never been done before, the Glimpse Group can make it happen.
All right. Okay. So that was an image, a picture of exactly what this AR and VR thing is all about, and exactly what what. So I was hearing that people were having audio problems. Max, can you say something? See if we can hear you.
Yeah, the audio is back up.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Bobby, who was on our show yesterday, for letting us know what was going on. I appreciate it. All right. So Max, tell me a little bit of what you're thinking.
I mean, I'm thinking a whole bunch of stuff, of course, but after seeing that video, I do have a question for you, DJ.
Sure.
Yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone who is also becoming exceptionally busy during this time. And we were discussing how we sort of have to pivot our typical immersive solutions to fit this particular, era of time, given that it's difficult to go, work with clients in person. And the person I was meeting with, his main point was that he's seeing people are sort of trying to copy and paste real life solutions and insert them into the virtual realm, which he doesn't think is very fitting. So I just wanted to ask you sort of, how are you guys pivoting your solutions to make more sense for the current times?
Sure. So I think one great benefit of Glimpse is that we do have 10 different subsidiary entities, and each one was focused on a different type of product or solution. But definitely our remote solutions right now are the ones that are getting the most traction. And internally, we're able to kind of move around resources to really leverage the stuff that we were doing remote. And we don't have to put the square peg in the circle hole. That we can really just continue development on the stuff that inherently actually works based on the current environment.
Awesome.
Cool.
And Edwin, what about you?
So what was the question?
Yeah, I was wondering if you're sort of having to pivot your typical types of solutions to better fit, the COVID crisis and how you work with clients.
Well, actually, for me, I mean, the main thing that I've been working on has been a virtual conferencing solution that can be white labeled and set up. So it made me have to launch faster, actually. Mm-hmm. And so I think that while we were in development, it kind of was an app that kind of wasn't ready to launch so quickly. So we kind of soft launched early to get some feedback, and it's been primarily positive. I think that having spent a year working on a virtual reality and 360 video way of communicating back and forth was not time wasted in this crisis, and it's something that's really needed. And so it's kind of jumpstart a lot of the goals that I had, and as well as made me think in different directions on how we could create, other solutions that I was not even exploring before.
Sure.
Awesome. Yeah, for us, it's definitely interesting being that FXG, focuses heavily on 360 video production. And, of course, we're not going out of our way to jump on any airplanes and, go take any footage at the moment. So we're working on a lot of solutions right now that involve, virtualizing conferences using interesting, innovative methods. We're doing a lot of art. We're making so much art, which is really exciting for us because we're an art company above all else. Art first, technology second, and we try to bridge that gap. So lots of virtual paintings and things of that nature. So it's been really nice to get to tap into our more creative sides and have that be received so well by our clients.
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
I've been drawing a lot in Tilt Brush still. It's like one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so just so the audience can see, I could show a little bit of FSG work and to give us a little break, and we'll be right back in 1 minute. I like how they beam themselves up at the end of that video. I'm like, can I just beam me up right now? That's pretty awesome work. Max, you guys, are super creative and are doing some very, very cool stuff. So here's another topic that I don't know if you are working on some stuff like this, but we were talking about this yesterday, and that's volumetric capture technology. And so I was just wondering, this is weird. Okay, cool. I was just wondering what do you think about it's a learning experience. Learning. Gotta have the right aspect ratio for every photo now. I was just wondering, what have DJ, have you played around with volumetric? I'm trying to get Bill Platt, shout out to him, of the volumetric meetup to come around and talk some volumetrics, or get someone with a volumetric studio like VR AR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm super excited about it. I think that most of our work has actually kind of migrated to mobile solutions like the Quest, and a lot of that content, it's pretty heavy. So we haven't really had enterprise solutions deployed on it quite yet, but it's definitely the wave of the future.
yeah,
And I've never 100% been comfortable in 360 footage in a headset without that 6 degree of freedom, that little bit ability to move ahead. I'm a huge VR person, but I'm like kind of hypersensitive. So I'm one of the people in the company that they're like, all right, put DJ in it. If he's comfortable, then we know that the majority of the folks that go into it are going to be okay.
for me, that's my wife. She's she's like motion sick. Nope, we got to edit this again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's really important, because even if you're passionate about it, you have to make sure that the experience is something that everyone can enjoy. And yeah, that's pretty important. So okay, so we're close to our final few minutes, and so I just wanted to open it up, DJ, again, if there's anything else you want to talk about before we're done.
It looks like we have a question.
Oh, we do? Where's the question?
Oh, you want where's the question? Okay, we have a question from Bobby.
Got it. One of the biggest obstacles for education training is adoption. In your opinion, how we move beyond this, what will cause the tipping point for faster adoption? So thank you, Bobby, for the question. I think one of the biggest hurdles up until very recently is the hardware, right? Like we tried and we were successful in a bunch of successful pilot projects with organizations, but we're putting PCs and Vives into conference rooms. That's only scalable to a point. So the fact that the Quest is out there, and now you have HTC and you have Pico and you have other manufacturers coming out with these mobile solutions, now all of a sudden our partners that were focused on one unit, now we're at the stage that we're at 20, 30, unit kind of deployments. And that's really exciting for me to see. And I think that as the hardware gets more and more accessible, that's really going to drive the adoption.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to speak to that quickly before we end up. For us, like we've done some trainings in the past at FXG, and I think one of the main things is getting people to understand that it can actually be more cost effective and efficient and save both financially and also in risk. So we did a training for GE Healthcare and also for the China State Grid, where we actually had employees be able to see themselves sort of fall and actually die, which was terrifying. But the feedback was that people are really taking this in, right? They're not going to make that mistake now that they've seen it happen to themselves. And with GE, we're seeing these really impressive stats coming back for their use case where, they're able to save some money on the training side and boost efficiency. The negative side is, of course, accessibility and sort of educational inequalities when it comes to where is the money going. Unfortunately, the most financial aid that goes out to things like this usually goes to schools that are in more privileged areas, and those are the kids who don't actually need the VR hardware as much. So we've got a long journey, and I think we need to call on our local governments to expel more funds to make it happen.
Yeah, and on that point, we had on I think it's the second show, we had Miguel Sanchez from the Bronx, who's been working really hard on this. He has an organization called Meta Bronx, that is, and I know of another organization, Tech Growth Fund, that is actively trying to get these things into the kids of young people in areas where I don't want to call it underprivileged. I instead call it over ignored areas. And so I think that there's a lot of positive things happening in that front. And I think, we as a tech community have to be aware of it and also focus on how we can think about, the young kid who's having a real need for being out in the outside world that is either in the projects or in a cancer center. And with that, that's the end of our show for today. I'm going to leave us off with a glimpse of the Glimpse group, and hopefully we'll have DJ and some of his team members on. You got 50 team members, man. They just pick the phone, tell them to come.
Yeah. Come check us out at our website.
Yes, that's right. That is theglimpsegroup.com, I believe.
Yeah,
right.
and join the meetup too, NYVR meetup.
Yes, which we have to figure out how to virtualize after this call.
I'm gonna make it happen.
We will make it happen. All right, later, guys. All right.
The mass adoption of augmented and virtual reality will fundamentally change how humans live, work, learn, and interact with each other. This young industry needs different types of thought leaders to keep it moving forward in a positive and productive direction. With an innovative business model and an unrivaled VR and AR ecosystem, the Glimpse Group is a major influencer in this strong, exciting, emerging market. The Glimpse Group is a New York City-based virtual and augmented reality company comprised of 10 unique AR and VR subsidiaries. As leaders in the field, Glimpse subsidiaries create first-of-its-kind solutions for major brands and organizations in marketing, architecture, manufacturing, healthcare, education, and financial services. Our unique business model and our focus on emerging technologies enables our subsidiaries to push the boundaries of what's possible. The Glimpse Group is evolving the way business is conducted in this sector. If it's never been done before, the Glimpse Group can make it happen.